welcome to the Lindbergh Center at Hopkins High School for the Section 6 Class 4A Girls Basketball Championship. It's round 3 between number 2 Wayzata and number 1 Hopkins. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, obviously these teams met a couple times in the regular season, but boy, a whole different thing tonight. The loser will be done for the year. The winner heads to state.
Well, it's that age-old question, Jay, of you play a team 3 times. Is it hard to beat them 3 times? Or do you have an advantage and confidence because you've already beaten them twice? So I think Hopkins is coming into this game with a lot of confidence.
Callie Tyson.
She's got to be great tonight. She's got to be great. She needs to be in 15 and 10 rebounds tonight. She's got to dominate, use her senior leadership, use her length. And I think they need her to be aggressive. The question when you play Hopkins, can you score with them? And Callie needs to be in the high teens tonight, if not in the 20s. And she's a great player, great rebounder, she's smart, and she's got to be very aggressive tonight.
And for Hopkins, Paige Bueckers, obviously one of the best players in the country. The first game around, she scored in the 40s. The second time, wasn't looking for her shot early, but still had a very nice night.
Well, you and I both said that night we thought she wasn't very aggressive. She still had, I think, 26 or 27. So she's that good, right? When she's unaggressive, she can still get in the high 20s. I think when your season is on the line, you need your best player to set the tone. I look for Paige to come out tonight and be aggressive scoring the basketball. I've always thought Hopkins, when she's scoring, the teams focus so much on her, and that's when she becomes a really dynamic playmaker. So look for her to be aggressive early on, get her team off to a good start tonight.
All right, should be a great battle. Some people consider this the 2 best teams in Minnesota, but only one can advance to the State 4A tournament. Wayzata and Hopkins tips off in a moment here on CCX Sports. Wayzata has learned over the years is that when the defense is aggressive at you, you go at them instead of away from them. Bueckers with another steal, layup good.
Well, just again, great anticipation by Paige Bueckers. And the other thing that you love to see if you're a Hopkins fan is you get a great score. There's another turnover. A great score, if they can get an easy basket like this, she got 2 free throws. Here you can see, great job. You see how she tipped it up ahead to her, and you get an easy layup. All of a sudden that hoop starts getting bigger and bigger for someone like Paige Bueckers.
Paige's basketball skills are great, but I think sometimes you don't realize until you're right up close like we are how athletic she is too. I mean, looks for Callie Tyson, goes up at Bueckers, no good, but Schrader gets the rebound.
Great hustle.
And it's out of bounds off Schrader's leg though. Bueckers poked it away from her.
Oh, it was a nice drive too by by Tyson there. She just didn't get her head up, able to see the angle that she was at.
And even though I guess if the call goes against you, you might not say this, but I'm so glad we're not going to the monitor for every little thing. Absolutely. Like in college basketball is kind of being ruined by that in some ways. Bueckers driving and scoring, and Hopkins has opened up an 8-point lead now.
You got to get rid of it quick. Don't let them trap you.
Schrader throwing a left-hand pass, and it ultimately leads to a turnover. Bueckers, Chacolas, 2 more. Gotten enough easy hoops. Here's Bueckers dropping it over. Chacolas fires and hits. Wow, she's had a great first half.
Yeah, she has. And how do you guard that? Paige Bueckers, one of the best players in the country, comes off that hard. She draws the defender. Great job by Chacolas too, just having her hands ready, catch and shoot. Great offense.
I'm not sure if I was Tyson in that spot. I think an elbow to the chops might have been in order there. There's Bueckers knocking down a nice jump shot.
Well, she's so great. She comes off of that hard 1-2 dribble pull up from the mid-range. It's really hard to contest it, and she hits that about 9 out of 10 times too.
Now looking to attack against Naji, no good. Bueckers across Adams for a 3, and that one's good.
Well, remember, KK Adams hit a couple 3s in a row a couple weeks ago at Wayzata that time. Nice job by Paige Bueckers. Defense paying so much attention to her, the skip pass, and able to find KK who knocks it down. The pressure tends to dissipate a little bit, so you got to attack their pressure.
Bueckers to Adams for 3 more. 12-point game here, Hopkins ahead. Bueckers, a baseline cut, layup is good. Great find by Battle. And thanks, Coach Schumacher. It's a good one so far. The Royals have the lead by a dozen as we roll into the first half here. Some great looks at some of the great action we've had so far. We'll be back with first half highlights and more here on CCX. Advance to that state tournament as Hopkins with a lead of a dozen as we check out some first half highlights in this one. Callie Tyson driving and attacking early on. Had a couple of nice hoops for them in the early going.
Well, I thought she was aggressive, and that was going to be a key. And that was just a great hustle play, a great pass to Braun, who finished. And here, kind of doing a little bit of what Hopkins is known for, getting in that passing lane, getting an easy layup. And of course, as I say that, we segue into Paige Bueckers playing free safety, picking off one here for a touchdown going the other way.
Boy, Chacolas was tremendous in this first half, too. A little bit of everything.
Yep. Look at her fight. This is one of my favorite plays. Look at her battle the rebound, rip it away, weave in and out of about 4 defenders, go in and finish. And that's just a classic Chacolas play. And, of course, the ability to shoot that mid-range jump shot, too.
Bueckers getting it to the corner to Adams. We said we went nearly a half without any made threes until KK Adams said, well, I'll change that here with a couple of them late in the half.
I know Paige Bueckers has 10 points right now, as you'll see right there, but I thought her impact was really distributing the ball. She had a number of assists to Chacolas and those 2 threes to KK Adams, so her impact offensively definitely being felt.
Yeah, big half for Chacolas there with 15. Here's a look at the championship games in Section 6 4A. Starting with back in the day when the Taylor Hill days at South as they beat Hopkins, Wayzata, that we said that only section championship coming in 2010. An awful lot of Hopkins in the championship wins over the years, and a couple of meetings with Wayzata in 2016, 2017. First one wasn't very close, second one was quite close. Last year, everybody thought it was going to be this matchup again, but Wayzata did not get past South in the semifinals, and Hopkins blitzed them on the championship.
That's great.
Battle to Bueckers, down low to Chacolas. Wow. Now tell me you could have drawn up anything better coming out of halftime than that if you're Hopkins.
They run that action where they get Paige coming off of a curl off of a down screen, and it's really unguardable because she can elevate and shoot, so that time they help, and at the last second she touches it off to Chacolas. Just a really hard play to defend.
Trojans to within 9. Bueckers with the cut and the layup. Looking for that high ball screen. Bueckers turns the corner, finds Chacolas for the layup.
I know we don't track assists during the game, but she's got to have 7, 8 assists already here in this game. She's doing a nice job of being unselfish.
Schrader down by 9. Down low to Stewart. Oh, and Bueckers with a huge block. Bueckers for 3, and it's good.
Her first 3 of the night, really her first long outside perimeter jump shot, and that was nothing but net. Big shot. And she's starting to shoot with confidence too, her second 3.
Bueckers blows by Tyson right there. Tyson, I think, is getting a little tired.
I was just going to say, she's having to bring the ball up against pressure, drive, score, rebound, and also try to defend Bueckers. Not an easy thing to do. She's been really good. 9 points in the second half.
Bueckers for 3 more.
And those 2 that she just made hasn't even hit the rim.
Here's Bueckers with a block, but it'll be a foul call. As Braun drove it. Bueckers pumped up, trying to get the Royals fans a little pumped up as well.
And I think, too, her last drive to the basket, I think that got Callie Tyson backpedaling a little bit, gave her a little bit too much space. And I'll tell you, that's why she's so hard to guard. Paige Bueckers does that as well as anybody.
Well, a couple years ago, these teams met in the section championship. Minneapolis Roosevelt was the site for a couple of years, and Bueckers younger, but still a great player at that time. And Wayzata, though, had a really good night. Jasmine Smiley was on fire, and in fact, the Trojans had a lead for a large chunk of that game.
Yeah, I remember doing that game, and I remember thinking, Hopkins was dominant that year, all year long, and Wayzata was up and playing great, and Hopkins just kind of had one of those surges late in the half where they'd go on a 10-0, 12-0 run. took control of it, but that was a great game. And 5 girls that can all make a play. That's what makes them so tough to guard.
Bueckers open for 3 more. That slow start is a distant memory now.
She said 3 of them, 3 threes here in the second half.
3:52 to go. Hopkins leading at 65-49. Schrader to Braun. That one is way short. Bueckers out of there with it. Bueckers flipping it ahead to Adams for the layup.
What a pass. I didn't think she saw KK Adams out in front. She was looking towards the sideline and a left-handed whip right over to KK, who finishes. That was a beautiful pass. But what a fun game. What a well-played game, I thought, by both teams.
So Hopkins will celebrate a section championship. See a lot of respect in that handshake line. I mean, they're rivals. They wanted to beat each other really bad.
I wonder if Coach Cosgriff is having fun now.
I think that look on his face said yes, absolutely. You know, in a lot of ways for teams, sometimes the section finals almost more pressure than the state tournament in some ways, I think. You know, making high school sports as good as they can be for the kids in their respective schools and their conference and ultimately in the state. So the Hopkins Royals pumped up and headed to the state tournament where they will be the top seed. I feel very confident in saying that with the record that they've put together. We'll take a time out, come back and hear from the Royals in just a moment. You're watching the Section 6 4A final on CCX Sports. Hopkins over Wayzata 77-60 in the Section 6 Girls Championship. Let's go over now to Ryan, who is with Paige Bueckers.
Well, I'm with a very happy Paige Bueckers. Paige, it was a dogfight tonight, really physical game. What were your thoughts of how it played out?
I thought it played out really well. I mean, we executed our game plan really well. They scored 60 points. Obviously,
which is a lot against you guys.
Yeah, exactly. But just they're really big, and they use that to their advantage, and we try to make the pace of the game. We try to dictate that, and we did that pretty good, so I like the outcome of the game.
I thought the pace was definitely in your favor. They obviously have the height and the length advantage. I thought the most underrated part of tonight's game was your defense, help side defense, coming over, getting a lot of steals. Was that something you knew that you were going to have to be active in that regard?
Yeah, exactly. They're big. They have that advantage on us, but I try to set the stage for these younger kids that we got to work, and it starts on defense. Personally, my shots weren't falling tonight, but there's so much more you can do than hit shots. And defensively, I've just tried to set the tone.
What are you doing missing 2 free throws in a row, too?
I know. I don't know what's going on. I just got to stay positive, though.
How fun is this environment? You're playing against a close rival. You've played them for the 3rd time this night in your home building. You got a great crowd. I mean, how much fun is this playing basketball in the section championship?
It's so fun. Like, this is what I live for. Obviously, I like the home court advantage, that new little rule this year, but it's awesome just playing in front of this amazing crowd, and just to get out of here with the dub is great.
How excited are you for the state tournament, and what do you guys have to do now to get ready? You take the emotion of tonight, being happy and celebrating, but then getting ready, because you still have an ultimate goal that you want to accomplish.
Yeah, obviously just getting better in practice and not getting complacent. There's been a lot of noise about this is the state championship game, but our girls, we don't think that. We've been there the past 3 years, and we lost 3 years in a row, so we know it's not over until it's over, so we got to go get those 3 wins.
Can you, for CCX viewers, I would love to see you versus Delayla Chacolas one-on-one. Do you guys ever do that in practice? Because I think that would be a really fun matchup.
Yeah, sometimes we run little games of 21. I bust them up every time, but I don't know. I've never played Lele one-on-one, but I'm sure it wouldn't be close.
Well, congratulations on a really fun night, and good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job, Paige. All right, back to you, Jay.
Thanks very much, Ryan. A 77-60 victory here for Hopkins tonight over Wayzata. Again, congratulations to the Trojans on a great season, but they'll end up with a section final loss while Hopkins moves on to the state tournament. As Paige said, they've been close the last 3 years, and this year hungry for a championship. They're not looking at this as the state championship. They know they got 3 more opponents to try and get through. They'll be headed to Williams Arena, the site this year. Target Center in use for something else, so the Williams Arena will be the site. 77-60 Royals is the final. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's game from the Lindbergh Center here on CCX Sports. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Hopkins.